Voidburn are humans birthed in the belly of a void vessel, or I don't know what that is, or aboard an ancient orbital satellite. Those who why is it ancient? Those who have lived their lives on void ships become void ships are like spaceships, right? Become inured to some extent due to the reality altering process of warp travel and to living in low or zero gravity environments. In many cases, their features are drawn and their skin pallid. They may even have minor deformities or a strangeness to their speech, gait, or general appearance that set them apart from others. Hive world. Oh, what does that give me? Fortune. A hive world's population is so dense that great swaths of the surface of the world are frequently covered in gargantuan cities, bejeweled with towering spires that pierce the atmosphere. Hive worlds are vital to the welfare of the Imperium and are the beating heart of its economy and war machine. They produce munitions for the Emperor's armies and vast manufactories, mine valuable minerals and refine fuel for the Imperial Navy. Innumerable regiments of the Astra Militarum are raised from their massive populations as well. This sounds pretty good. Strength in numbers. Hyperworld characters gain an equation plus 1 plus fel. What is fel? Felicitaciones bonus divided by 2. Resolve if there are 3 or more creatures, allies, or enemies in a 3-cell radius. Okay, they do better when there's more creatures nearby. Yet they suffer a -2 penalty to resolve with no creatures around. I can offer you some builds, which can be summarized as Noble Officer who doesn't do anything by himself. Turbo Artist, who is super squishy at the start, but becomes a god at mid-game. Noble Officer, but more offensive. Melee Pyromaniac, who can't do anything but fight. Do a right-click on anything and hover over it. Fellowship. Yeah, I like the first one. What does Noble Officer mean? Is that his personality or he's rich? I'm gonna need to get my glasses. All right, you let me know what noble means. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get a headache. It has nothing to do with their personalities, though fitting them to it is fun, I guess. I know, but what does noble mean? Like, you mean like he's a noble? Like he's from a rich family? Is that what that means? Okay. Oh man, I'm fucked. This is gonna give me a headache. Reading is hard. I need my glasses. Alright. Noble officer will be able to be a smooth talker and hang back during a fight and order everyone else around to do their jobs. Nobility is a thing in 40k, like being a lord from a prestigious house and stuff like that. Technically, you're gonna be nobility no matter what because you're a rogue trader. If you can bear with being very weak at the early start of the game, I think you might enjoy the Turbo Autist the most, since he becomes very multi-talented and opens up a lot of options. Alright, well then let's go with that. I wanna be able to do a lot of stuff. I want to be able to... I don't really care too much about, like, talking too much. I don't know. I'm more interested in being, like, a cool leader and buffing and stuff. I don't know if there's, like, buffing or, like, being... like, leadership would be cool. The biggest thing is I don't want to overlap with my other party members. So, like, I don't want to have a similar role to anyone else in the party. I want... Because I'll control them, but I want him to be, like, doing... It's a very dialogue-heavy game, so being a very social character is generally a good build. Okay. What do you think? I don't know. I want to be able to be, like, commanding and, like, command my people to be, like, Lord Captain, I'll die for you! You know? Like, that's what I want. Otherwise, the offensive officer is very easy to play and effective, but is a bit more dependent on the party members. I mean, if you think the Turbo Autist, or whatever it's called, is going to be the most fun, then I'll do that. Offensive officer might be the way to go, just because it's simple. Like I said, I don't want to overlap with other characters, and I want to command people. It's a bit boring because it's the first build everyone makes, but since you have zero experience, I think you might like it a lot. Yeah. Why not? If it's viable and fun. I mean, I don't know anything about this. I'm coming from, like, D&D and XCOM. Alright. Forge Worlds. Forge Worlds are the domain of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Entire planets ceded to the demands of vast macro industries. Each is a manufacturing super complex of unimaginable capacity and power. Over the millennia, different Forge Worlds have become especially renowned for their philosophies or ways of war. These are often colored by the technologies they specialize in manufacturing. The bulk of a Forge World's population is utilized as a labor force, whilst the fortunate few may be inducted into the ranks of the Adeptus Mechanicus itself. An Imperial world is one of a million planets united by the belief in the immortal God Emperor. Hailing from hyper-technological societies to grimy, feudal populations, the inhabitants of countless worlds offer fealty and devotion to the Master of Humanity, and the Imperial creed espoused by his servants. The designation Imperial World encompasses a vast array of wholly dissimilar worlds that are, nevertheless, part of the Imperium. Humanity's finest. I mean, that sounds pretty awesome for someone new to Warhammer. Fortress worlds are planets where the entire populace is immersed in warfare. They constantly train for the day that they may be called upon to defend the Imperium, a charge they solemnly uphold. Fortress worlds are established as bulwarks against the enemy. Every citizen is a soldier, trained to fight from the moment they can handle a weapon. Alright. There's only one other companion in the game who kind of fits the same role, but otherwise you'd be totally unique. Oh, maybe the biggest question would be if you want to be a psyker or not, meaning you're kind of a spellcaster, basically. Yeah, I don't know. Do I want to be a psyker? The Emperor was a psyker. Psykers are like, blam, 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 gun, pew, warp your mind and blow up your mind. I'm assuming my party is going to have psykers, right? I'm okay with not being a psyker if I have party members that are psykers. I'm kind of okay with being a blank slate for my first playthrough. Look at that butt. He's got a nice butt. They're psyker companions, but honestly, you can be a way better psyker, and she's arguably one of the worst companions. Is she hot? Okay, so then should I be a psyker if I get to do cool spells and shit? Alright, then I want to be a psyker. If there's no good replacement psyker, then I want to be the psyker. What's her name? Tell me her name so I can look her up. I just want to see what she looks like. You can be an officer who buffs and supports his party. It sounds awesome. That's what I want. That's what I want to be. Yeah, I want to be that guy. I want to be like the... Yeah, that sounds awesome. Idira? Oh, yeah. Show me her picture. She's fine. I don't think she looks bad. There's some fan art of her that's really good. All right. What do I do next? What homeworld do I choose? The best homeworld to me sounds like Imperial. I don't really want to be Mechanicus. I feel like that would be a different build. Oh, this is so cool. I'm so hyped right now. Holy shit, this is awesome. Dude, you realize Warhammer's like fucking cool. Do people understand this? Never stop shooting. Are people aware that 40k is like the sickest shit? I don't know anything about it. Imperial World is great. All right, then let me read it. I don't know how this system works. I don't know, like, is it dice rolls? Is this all dice rolls? I am very well aware. Imagine that homeworld is like picking the background in D&D. I mean, I understand that. That's not a complicated concept in a CRPG. I don't mean about the homeworld. I don't understand I don't understand how the game works. Is it pen and papers kind of stuff? This is not based off of the war game, right? Rogue Trader's different, right? This is more like a D&D kind of game. D100. What is the D100 system? All right, let's take a look at these features. Maybe it'll start helping me. Humanity's finest. Imperial World characters can select any characteristics, basic parameters which define a character's skill scores, number of wounds, hit chance, and many other aspects. Each characteristic has its own corresponding bonus. A characteristic's bonus is equal to the digit in the tens place of the characteristic's value. For example, if a character's strength is equal to 41, their strength bonus is +4. That's so nice! Oh, I wish D&D was like that, except the numbers would be too big. And if their strength is equal to 52, their strength bonus is +5. There are 9 characteristics in the game in total. Weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, agility and intelligence, perception, willpower, fellowship. Weapon skill reflects a character's competence in all forms of close combat. It increases their parry and reduces enemy parry chance against melee attacks. It also increases chances for scoring a critical hit in melee combat. Ballistic skill reflects a character's accuracy with all forms of ranged weapons. A high ballistic skill indicates that a character is a Deadeye, someone to be feared in a gunfight or skirmish. The base hit chance for ranged attacks within a weapon's effective range is 30 plus ballistic skill percentage. Okay, so it seems like there's 2 types of characters. There's melee and ballistic, right? Strength represents how physically strong a character is. It affects the damage a character inflicts with melee weapons and allows them to lift heavier objects. Is lifting a thing I'm going to be doing a lot? For each point of a strength bonus, characters deal +5% more damage with one-handed melee weapons and +10 more damage with two-handed melee weapons. It also affects the athletics skill. Oh, so these are characteristics, and then we also have skills. This skill is affected by the strength characteristic. It represents a character's ability to traverse difficult terrain, for example, to leap over collapsed sections of the deck or climb over slippery rocks. Toughness defines how easily a character can shrug off pain, its constitution, okay, as well as how easily they can resist toxins, its constitution, poisonous environments, diseases, and other physical ailments. It increases the chance of resisting negative physical effects and the amount of a character's wounds. Wounds are a measurement of how much punishment a character can take before suffering debilitating effects and ultimately death. Every character has a specified number of wounds. Oh, so instead of HP, they have wounds. I like that. That makes a lot more sense, because it's silly that you lose all your HP and then you die. That's kind of silly. A character can often increase their wounds, so you want high wounds. You want a high number of wounds, so you can suffer more wounds and not die, by spending experience points and improving their characteristics such as toughness or gaining new talents and abilities. It also affects the carouse skill. Skills reflect a character's ability to... Wait, no, I understood that. The skill is affected by the toughness characteristic. It represents the ability to resist negative effects applied by some poisons, stimulators, or alcohols. May give access to new dialogue options. Why is that carouse? I thought carousing was like rubbing elbows with people. What carouse? To drink a lot of alcohol and behave in a loud, exuberant way. Okay, that makes sense. It's like your ability to drink. It's based off of the RPG from the 80s. Well, technically not from the 80s, since this is based off of the new Rogue Trader, but still. Also, holy shit, is this tooltip menu nice or what? Yeah, it's amazing. It's so good. I love it. It's got the back button. It's really nice. This is the best way to learn a game. Agility measures a character's quickness, reflexes, and poise. High agility allows a character to manipulate delicate explosives with finesse or to keep their footing when crossing treacherous terrain. It improves the character's initiative, dodge chance, and reaction. If a character uses a melee weapon, their dodge reduction is equal to the half of their agility. It also affects the demolition skill. So it seems like instead of stats, you have equations. There's a lot of equations in this, which sounds like it would be awful to play at the table, but great in video game form. This parameter determines how much a character reduces enemies' chances to successfully dodge their attacks. Whoa! Dodge reduction, as in I reduce their ability to dodge? I feel like a better name would be like lock on or something, but dodge reduction, okay. The higher the value of this parameter, the more effective the character's attack will be. Base dodge reduction is equal to attacker's perception percentage plus for range attacks, and attacker's perception plus attacker's agility divided by 2% for melee attacks. This value can be modified by a variety of factors, such as bonuses provided by the weapon used for the attack and any bonuses or penalties from attacks or abilities. Why is it divided by 2? What does percentage mean? Is that like does that mean the final result is a percentage? Or is it multiplied by a percentage? I'm assuming it means it's a percentage. Intelligence is a measurement of the character's acumen, reason, and knowledge. For each point of an intelligence bonus, characters deal plus 5% more damage with non-burst range area attacks. I don't know what that means. It also affects the Lore Imperium, Lore Warp, Lore Xenos, I don't know how they say it in the series, Logic, Medicae, and Tech Use skills. Lore Imperium. This skill is affected by the intelligence characteristic. It reflects a character's understanding of the Imperium's tenets, history, and structure. May give access to new dialogue options. I think I want a lot of lore. Perception describes how well a character perceives their surroundings. Characters with high perception can pick out a stray boulder shell casing in between the day-to-day morass of an underhive, or even tell when someone is being deceitful. It also affects the awareness skill and reduces enemy dodge chance against a character's attacks. This skill is affected by the perception characteristic. It encompasses the subconscious ability to react to things that the conscious mind may not perceive. Awareness allows a character to notice traps, cleverly hidden objects, secret passages, and unusual or suspicious elements in the environment. Okay, so perception is my active conscious mind, and awareness is my subconscious. That's cool. Willpower reflects a character's ability to withstand the horrors of the warp, the terrors of space, and the dreadful opponents they are bound to encounter in the Corynus expanse. High willpower allows characters to exert control over a crowd or interrogate a heretic. It also increases the chances of resisting negative mental effects and psychic powers. It sounds like my character's going to need a lot of willpower. So, humanity's finest. Imperial World characters can select any characteristic except for weapon skill and ballistic skill, so not combat, and add a plus 10 bonus. Neat. The following features will be available after Origin Advancement. Ready to serve. When an Imperial World character is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability or affects an ally with such an ability, the resolve is increased by fellowship bonus divided by 2 for 1 round. Resolve influences how efficiently and for how long characters can fight in the battle. It determines the amount of momentum gained at the beginning of each turn or after killing an enemy. Momentum? With momentum, your party members can use unique abilities called Heroic Acts and Desperate Measures. Okay, these are like special abilities? In battle, the level of momentum changes depending on the actions of characters. If the momentum gauge reaches 175 or more, any party member can use a Heroic Act. If momentum drops below 25, your party will gain the ability to use Desperate Measures, which has a number of negative effects. At the beginning of each combat, the momentum of the party starts at 100. The maximum momentum of the party is 200, the minimum is 0. That's fucking awesome. So when you're doing awesome, you get to be more awesome. And when you're doing really bad, you get to be more awesome, but at a price. I like that. That's really cool. That's really cool. Is this turn-based? I hope it's turn-based. Is it real-time? I don't really like real-time. So these are talents. I get these right away, I think, right? Oh no, these are after Origin advancement, so I get these later? I don't know what Origin advancement is, but maybe like a level up or something. It doesn't sound too complicated. It sounds pretty simple. It sounds like a 2024, a 2000s RPG. These highlights are even present during in-game dialogue. Nice. Yeah, bro, just play for 100 plus hours until you get it. Gem discovering that there is always another sub-tooltip to go into no matter how deep you go. Your build will focus on building a lot of momentum quickly, actually. It's turn-based. You would need to pick them manually later. Okay. Better to die for the Emperor while under 40% wounds. Okay, wait. While under 40% wounds? So that means 60% healthy? Do I want wounds to be... Is 100% wounds good? Or is 0% wounds good? That seems important. So, wounds are hit HP, so I want 100% wounds, right? I'm sorry, that's stupid. That's stupid. They don't call it health because it should be called health. It makes sense that it's the amount of wounds you can take, but that's what hit points are, right? Hit points are the amount of hits you can take. But when you describe it as 100% wounds, it sounds bad. That would be like saying my character's HP, I'm at 100% hits I can take. Like, yeah, you get 25 wounds, which is 25 HP. Simple as that. Okay. So while under 40% health, Imperial World characters gain a +10 bonus to all characteristics and +2. That's fucking awesome. That sounds great. Doing my part. If no other character in the current party has the same archetype as this character, the first archetype ability used in each combat by this character costs 1 less AP. Oh, so we have AP. It's an action point system. No heresy. Imperial World characters gain +10 critical hit chance and +10 armor against Xenos or demonic creatures. Their allies gain half the bonuses of no heresy. Ooh, that's good to help all my friends. However, Imperial World characters Lore Xenos and Lore Warp are always 0. Okay. All allies, excluding Xenos. Can I have Xenos as friends? In the current party, gain +5 to the same characteristic as was chosen for humanity's finest. Okay. All right, Imperial World. Oh, when I choose this, it like changes? Oh my gosh. Humanity's finest strength. Imperial World characters can select any characteristic. Okay, so now I get to choose which one I want. Oh god. Which one do I want for my build? You want Fellowship. Imperial World characters can select any characteristic except for weapon or ballistic and add +10, so I'll get a +10 to Fellowship. Fellowship represents the character's ability to interact with other creatures, to deceive, charm, or befriend them. High Fellowship will help a character find a way to approach a gathering of unsociable servants, or to effortlessly make deals with treacherous merchants. It also affects the persuasion, coercion, and commerce skills. Alright, that sounds good. Fellowship will be your main stat. I don't care what or why I'm killing it, I just know it needs to die. T, Imperial World Citizen. Exactly. That sounds great. Hold on, I need to clear my throat. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. Alright, Origin. Whoa! I got some fancy duds. Ooh, 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 ooh. Me like it. Show clothes. No. Show helmet. No. I mean, that does make me look like the art. Show backpack. I don't have a backpack. Show base outfit headwear. He's so excited right now, and then he dies to the tutorial boss and rage quits. No, it's so cool. I love this. Origin. Astra Militarum Commander. The Astra Militarum, commonly known as the Imperial Guard, is the primary fighting force of the Imperium and the first line of defense from the myriad threats that endanger the existence of humanity in the 41st millennium. You have served as one of the commanders of the Astra Militarum Regiment, commanding thousands and winning battles in the name of the God Emperor. That sounds like I'm a fucking badass. Commissar. Whoa! Come on, Hans, let's take over the galaxy. Commissars are the Officio Prefectus of the Officio Prefectus are ruthless officers charged with maintaining the morale, discipline, and fighting spirit of their Astra Militarum Regiment. You used to be one of these faithful servants of the God Emperor, a living symbol of Imperium authority, regarded with a mix of fear and awe by their subordinates. Crime Lord. The Imperium survives and prospers in no small part due to the narrowness of its vision, but a rebellious mind and will, such as yours, could not be so easily constrained. The dark paths of smugglers and renegades that wind behind the facade of the Imperium society offer a dangerous refuge for those unwilling to bow to the law. You used to be one of these dangerous yet resourceful individuals. Imperium, Ecclesia, Christi, Iglesias, Kyrie eleison. The Ecclesiarchy, known formally as the Adeptus Ministorum, is a vast institution that oversees the galaxy-spanning religion of the Imperium. The Ecclesiarchy's complex hierarchies of cardinals, missionaries, preachers, and zealous laity ensure laity? Like lay people? Ensure the prescribed prayers and invocations are made, all the while instructing the masses to guard against heresy and deviancy. You used to be one of those fiery and charismatic individuals concerned with keeping a close watch on your congregation. Navy officer. You're her deedly. That's a nice cape. The Imperial Navy is responsible for the fleets of void ships that assert the dominance of the Imperium amid the stars and fulfill other duties connected to the void and warp travel. You used to be a Navy officer and a commander of a void ship, hardened in numerous battles and famous for resounding victories. Brace for impact! Noble. Oh, I got like a possum. I got like a dead possum on me. Yes. Oh, I'll say. The high nobility of the Imperium are enormously privileged and powerful elite, a breed apart from the common masses they rule. You grew into adulthood under a pedestal of affluence and grandeur that towered high above the common masses. You expected their obedience and lived upon the fruits of their toil, surrendered to your family in solemn fealty. You serve me. Sanctioned Psyker. Wow. Psykers are feared and distrusted, but are nonetheless valuable assets to the Imperium. The role of Adeptus Astra Telepathica is to recruit, identify, and classify those found to possess psychic abilities. The most powerful, who somehow survive